Thank you for joining us today at Miniature Wargaming Labs. Today, you can't tell by looking at it, but we're going to talk about the Spanish unit from North Star Military Figures for Joseph McCullough's The Silver Bayonet, part of our getting into 28mm Napoleonic skirmish. Now, I bought from one of the pre-orders, so if you wanted them fast, you didn't need the box. I'm just going to throw away the box anyway, so that seems wasteful. But these are 8 figures for $34. So before shipping and handling, you're looking at $4.50 a model, which for this chunky, heavy-duty metal is quite a good price, actually. So now we have. All right, so I got to work out the Spanish here. So I'm going to say the guy with the fancy hat and arm behind the back. It's probably going to be my officer, and that will be my infantryman. Now, let's say one of these is going to be my champion of the faith. It's probably Monsignor the monk, though he probably hasn't earned the title Monsignor yet. Alright, so that's going to be my champion of the faith. Now, I need a swordsman, kind of my duelist here. So that's probably going to be the guy with the top hat here, and just the blade. So gorilla. Yes. It's going to be her right there. Gun barrel's a little bent, but we should be able to straighten that out easily. It'll mean, though, long-term transporting this one will be fun. Yeah, because, I don't know if it's supposed to be that way, because it looks like there's a big warpage there. So I'm going to have to get my tools out to straighten that out. So this guy's probably... This guy's probably my artillerist. Yeah, that's my artillery guy. I'm going to say this guy's... Who should he be? Veteran hunter. This one I'll say is... I don't know what he is. That's something. There's 8 of them. I'll figure it out when I get them together. Alright, these guys didn't come with bases, so that's an added expense there, but I got some 25mm bases I'm going to use across my 28mm Napoleonics. So let's get them on the base and we'll get going. Alright, we're back, and we have the Spanish unit on 25mm Warlord bases. This is the standard of how I'm doing my historicals in 28mm. And what I'm eventually going to do is put some green stuff before I prime it to smooth the transition from the metal base they come on to the plastic base I've mounted them on. And I would recommend the plastic base. Some of these guys pretty wildly without it. But looking at the mold lines were alright. The biggest problem was really had to straighten out the musketry on here. And that took a little work and some tools, mostly needle nose pliers there. But I would have to say, out of all the factions that they have for Silver Bayonet, if you are looking for colorful characters, the Spanish unit has the greatest variety of colorful characters. Got guys in top hats, veteran fighter, grenadiers, and out of all the set, this young lady looks like she's ready to raise hell right there. I guess that makes sense given the guerrilla nature of the fighting in Spain. Even got a padre there, ready to throw down. So, I know a lot of people are looking at Silver Bayonet as creating characters for Sharp's practice, making some interesting background characters. The Spanish are probably the most interesting out of them all. But I wanted to show some of the terrain here. So I've got a board I made and flocked up. And in the background you're going to see Warlord's 28mm ruined farmhouse. And want to show the doorways there. Characters fit in very well. So not just useful for bolt action, also useful for other 28mm time periods, because the buildings are torn up. So ruins are ruins. But something else I want to throw in there is a cheap Scattertrain alternative is WizKids. You go in any friendly local game store that has D&D, and they'll have WizKids there. So you get some like the well and the wood piles, and those fit in really well for a couple bucks. Add some scatter to the game. But overall, very happy with this set. I just bought the Spanish because they're on sale and you can buy the waves all at once for a discount. But I'm actually pleasantly surprised at some of the variety in this faction. Well, thank you for joining us at Miniature Wargaming Labs, and we'll see you next time.